everyone, this is Mike Colleen, MikeColleen.com. We are going to go over a list I found the other day that I've been using for years, teaching my clients, and I'm going to give it to you right now. Another thing, click subscribe. First thing I'm going to do is go over the list, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over where I've been at with my business, what I've been learning, and what's been happening in my personal life, and why it's been affecting me not uploading YouTube videos as much. But the good news is I'm finally getting it. I'm finally understanding it. So here we go. We're going to start right now. All right. So this is a list I was cleaning up, throwing away old paperwork from 5 years ago, notes, and I'm always writing notes on 3 or 5 cards and putting them, and I'll get back to them later, and I never do, or I do and I don't throw them away. So I found this list, and luckily I turned the piece of paper over, and it's got all this writing, this typing on it. Well, I guess you can't see it. The light doesn't show there. And I almost threw it away, and I thought, no, this is valuable. I've got to keep this. Okay. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have it typed up and saved on my computer, but I'll check that later. So I'm going to go over the list. Now, what is this list about? This list is about how to know when you can approach a woman. How do you know when a woman's attracted, or at least wants to talk to you? Okay. So a lot of guys will look at me like, God, you just walk right up to him and like it's nothing. Like, well, there's a couple things, and the next thing is going to be, and I have it on a list here. Let me go over this. Just hold on a second, okay? I'm going to do a video on easy ways to meet women, and another one is easy way to approach women, okay? There's a couple pieces going on here that what I've done is I've gone over it and over and over it, and I've conditioned it into my body. I've conditioned it into my system. And after a while, my unconscious mind goes, man, this works so much better, and it makes women feel comfortable. And that right there is really the entire goal, purpose of my course. A lot of guys are all about, what do I do to get her to like me? How do I approach her? It's like, no, that you're coming from the wrong space. I'm going to give you one thing right now. Your intention needs to come from, what is it that makes me nervous about approaching a woman? Because a lot of guys are very nervous. The reason why, because she gets scared, because the male way, what I call the linear way, scares women. Okay? So you got to stop and go, what's going on here? Why am I afraid? Well, because ever since you're a little boy, you've approached her in the direct male way, which the female system is not wired for, and you try to talk to her, you open conversations, and you talk in the linear male language, and she bites your head off and goes, get away from me, you creep, you weirdo, or she's, I gotta go. Or she crosses her arm and she's leaning away and she's turning away, and guys, she's giving you direct signals in the female world of like, dude, you're freaking me out. Another thing is guys get way too close. They lean in like that. Isn't that kind of freaky? Don't do it. So that's not what this video is about, but there's a lot of things that I teach my clients, and we just run through it over and over. Next thing you know, like, God, man, it's so comfortable. Here's what happens. When you learn how to do this, her reaction will be, she'll lean towards you. She'll reach out and touch your shoulder. She'll be softer. Her voice, her tone will be so softer. So the one point I want to give you right now, your intention, your direction, your awareness should be about, how do I approach her in a way that she feels comfortable, okay? So I'm going to go over that in the next couple of videos, but for now, I need to go over that just a little bit. You need to approach her in a way that makes her feel comfortable, okay? Let me go over that. My entire course, everything's designed around this one concept: comfort. In a way that she wants to talk to you, in a way that she feels comfortable talking to you. Every single thing that I teach you is going to be wrapped around that. And guess what happens? Now she relaxes towards you. Now you feel comfortable because she feels comfortable being around you. Her body relaxes, and unconsciously your body will relax. This whole system that I've devised and designed makes everyone feel comfortable. There's no pressure. That is the difference between my course and all the other courses. Yeah, there's some other differences that are vastly different, that are magnified and powerful, but there's no pressure on any level. You will never feel uncomfortable approaching a woman ever again in the rest of your life once you understand what to do and how to do it. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, because you're not tricking her, you're not manipulating, you're not pulling the wool over her eyes. That's not what this course is about. It's about you learning how to connect with you, and that allows her to feel comfortable connecting with you. That's a totally different story. Let's go over the notes. So here's some signals. These are the lower level signals that a woman will do when she's attracted to you. This one is an unconscious one. She'll point her feet towards you when she's standing or when she's sitting down. So let's say you're sitting over there, and I'll role play the woman. So if I suddenly turn my foot pointing towards you, even if I'm reading a book or typing, that is an unconscious signal that her body likes you, and that's important. You want her body to like you. A lot of guys think it's all about getting her mind. No, it's not. If a woman's body is like, no, because her whole system is designed to tune into her body. And what am I feeling? What am I noticing? I don't know. Something doesn't feel right. I'm out of here. That is another chunk of my course I'll go over in the course. Maybe another thing, she'll smile, or she'll look away with embarrassment when you hold eye contact. Okay. She looks at you, she looks away, might giggle a little bit. Another one is she jerks her leg in your direction if she's sitting down with her legs crossed. Okay, so her legs will cross and suddenly she'll jerk them over towards you. What's happening is her unconscious mind is wanting, it's like a magnet, she's pulling towards you. Again, that means her body likes you, and that's what you want. You want her body to like you, her unconscious mind, okay? Here's another one that's important. She opens up her body language to you while standing. In other words, she's more open versus this. A lot of guys miss this. Another one is a lot of guys, a girl will turn away and a lot of times they'll cross their arms, cross their legs, and they'll lean away and they'll turn away like this. If they give you those three signs, you're probably too close. Back up and don't lock on like this. Some guys, but aren't you supposed to look in her eye? No, do not look in her eye. Look about 6 inches out from you and then go wide, go peripheral with your awareness on you. Again, I taught that a million times in these videos. All right. She looks at you twice before the approach. So once, twice, she checks you out or what's going on, okay? If you get one of these signals, it's okay to go ahead and start a conversation. Again, give her space. Don't get right in her face and don't lean forward. If you're a tall dude, you actually want to stand up like this. You don't want to tower over like that because that's what it looks like. She's looking at you like, oh my God, fuck, get away. You're a total stranger. She doesn't know you. You have to keep that in mind. Think about that. All right, so if you get any of these signals, go ahead and start up a conversation. Again, no pressure, no expectations on her or on you. I'm going to give you one of the golden secrets. A lot of guys are like, I have to get the number. My goal is to get the number, to get a date, blah, blah. Yang, throw that aside. Forget the goal. Forget I have to get the number. Forget I have to get a date. That causes pressure, all right? So let that go. Just start a conversation. You want to know what your number one, if we're going to use the word goal, should be? Who is she? Does she have her shit together? Is she a nice person? Is she kind? Is she respectful? Those are the thoughts you should have in your mind, and the questions you should have in your mind as you approach her. Because here's why. That's what women do to guys. And when you don't do it back, they're like, what, does he have no values? Does he have no standards? When you're coming from her, and I kind of lean back when I talk to her, because I'm reading her body language. I'm tuning in to find out if she's congruent. I'm also tuning in, is she being nice to me? Is she being respectful? Is she being cool? If she's not, boom, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, I just realized something. I got to be somewhere in 20 minutes. I got to get on the road. Hey, see you later. Have a nice day. That blows women away when you do that. So here's what's really going on. Her mating system is looking to see if you're desperate. And again, it's not conscious. It's just a feeling she will get in her body. I'm bored. I don't like this guy. Something's not right. I'm irritated. If you're desperate, her mating system picks up on it like that. Again, you need to approach her from the sense of, well, who are you? What do you do for a living? Are you in school? Do you get good grades? What have you done in your life? In other words, you're trying to find out who she is, which is the first step that the female mating system is wired to do anyway. So if you're on that level when you first meet her, her whole system goes, oh, this is natural. There's no pressure. He's not going straight to my groin. And that's where guys screw up, because she needs to go one, mental. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? She's trying to get to know you. Then number two is an emotional connection. Okay. This takes time, and I mean like 30, 40 minutes or more. It could be 2 or 3 dates depending on how good you are at it. And then she'll connect sexually. So this is a process. When you stop and you slow down, write that down, slow down. It allows her to feel comfortable with you, and it allows her, listen closely, to get to know you, because that is hardwired into her system. if you don't allow her to go through that process, she's just gonna be like, man, I'm sorry, please don't call me. I'm out of here. Gotta go. She needs to get to know you. The best way to do that is you need to get to know her too. Any woman that is worth her weight in salt or grain in salt or however you say that, a mother, an aunt, a sister, an ex-girlfriend, a good female friend will say, you really need to get to know this girl. She might be a bad person, mean, psycho, whatever. The real reason is that is part of it, because now you're kind of taking a step back. Write that down. You almost take a half step, about six. I'll even lean away about 3 or 4 inches and get a wider view, because when you see a wider view, you can see her body language and you can tell if she's being congruent. Now, what do I mean by that? Is she saying, yeah, absolutely? This is saying no. Her body language is saying no. Is she crossing her arms? Oh, sure, I'd love to go out with you. She's saying no. But if she's like, if her body, again, like is her body open? If her body and arms are open versus this, versus turned, these are barriers. Barrier 1, barrier 2, right? And if her head's turned away, that's 3 barriers. But if she's facing you, her hips are facing you, and her arms are open and she's talking like this, right? This is called open body language, all right? Then you should look for some below. Okay, so now if this is a comfortable conversation, she's getting to know you, she'll start asking you questions. So here's some more signals. This is like the next step. If you're getting these things and she starts to ask you questions, she asks you questions, number 1. Number 2, she asks your name. She gives you extended answers to your questions. Now that's another one. A lot of guys don't notice that women will give short responses. That is not normal for the female system. Her system is designed to go in depth and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. If she's giving you short, pointed answers, she's like, I'm not interested. The best thing you can do, watch this, is be like, hey, it's really nice to meet you, and then walk off. Now she's like, oh, wait, I think I screwed up. I think this guy actually is cool. Because most guys will just keep plowing through even though she's putting up the barriers. And that's one of them, is if she's got her arms crossed and she goes, yeah, not really. No, yeah, it's beautiful today. She's putting up the wall, man. But when she opens up and she answers your questions more in depth, that's how you know she's interested, at least at that point. Again, no pressure. At this point, take a deep breath. While a woman is talking, you should take a deep breath. Not just one, but breathe in naturally through the nose and out the mouth while she's talking. This is actually what normal people do. But a nervous guy, he's uptight, doesn't breathe, he tries to be perfect. Forget the perfection, let it go. Just relax, no pressure. All right, so now you want to know whether she likes you enough to want to talk to you. So let's say you're out hanging out at a club or something, and you want to know what to look for. So here's a couple of things again. All right, these are easy ones. She strokes her neck. She goes like this, or she goes like this, right? Especially the downward motion means she likes you. Okay. Now watch this. If she goes like this, or she's going like this, or like this is literally almost like she's throwing up. I'm not interested. But if she's doing a downward motion, that's good. In the course, I'll tell you what that really means. I'm not going to put it on the video. I don't think it's quite appropriate, but it's a good thing. Let's leave it at that. Down good. Back. Okay. Okay. The back one I will tell you. It's like I come from an Italian family, so it's like the mafia, right? Hey, this modificata, they do this. That's basically saying, like, fuck you. It's like they're puking on you. Not a good sign, okay? But remember though, they're not doing this stuff consciously. Now, obviously, an Italian gangster type guy, yeah, he's doing this on purpose, right? But when she's doing this or doing this, a lot of this is just her body. She's just feeling it, man. That's why she's touching herself, okay? So even if she's kind of going like this, I've actually seen women do this as they're talking to guys, and it's like, oh, dude, just walk away. If she does, I say, hey, it's nice to meet you. But time out. Let me throw something else in here. Watch this. One of the things that's different between guys and women is the male brain is looking for one signal. Give me a line. Tell me what to say. There's not one thing to say. There's a lot of things to say. Conversations are more than one sentence or phrase. Same thing with body language. The key here is the all-inclusive. So most guys look tunnel vision. They're looking like they got blinders on. And every time I say that to women, they go, "You mean like a racehorse?" I'm like, exactly. They see what's right in front of them. No, you want to open up in peripheral vision so you can see her body language. So, because a lot of guys, a girl will cross her arms, she'll lean away, she'll turn away, she'll shake her head. No, that's 4 barriers saying, dude, back off, back off, back off. And guys, lean in, lean in. Do not lean in when she's putting up barriers. Leaning away, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If she's doing that stuff, if she takes a step back, do not step forward. You will scare the crap out of her. You're already scaring her. You need to give her space. Even if you just physically lean back, take a quarter step back and lean back 2 inches. That's all you got to do. You don't got to overdo it. Don't overdo it. Make it subtle. Give her some space. Open your vision, because opening your vision really, because most guys do this focused, intense look. Look at me. I really like her, and they get this smile, and it looks kind of psycho, doesn't it? Believe it or not, but 90+% of the guys out there, that's exactly what they do when they like a girl. Here's why. In your reptilian brain and the brainstem, the lower brain, so there's left, right, and the lower brainstem. Yeah, there's the frontal lobes, but forget those. Is your hunter system. This is your fight or flight brain. This is a brain that keeps you alive and reproduces. And guess where your mating system is? Right next to your hunter system. Guess what happens when a guy really, really likes a woman? He targets her. He blocks out the world. He puts up the blinders and he focuses like he's aiming down a gun. And that scares the crap out of women. They literally feel like you're going to kill them, or at the very least, you're hunting them down. That is not attractive. It also shows desperation. Desperation, not good. You want to relax and go in peripheral. Here's another one. She looks at your mouth. It used to creep me out. I literally like lean away. What the fuck's she doing? She's like looking at my mouth like, what are you doing? It means her unconscious mind is getting interested in you, okay? She tilts her head to the side when she's speaking to you, okay? She kind of, might go like this or go like, see, just because she might cross her arm down here and do this, this is an interesting thinking and interest mode. Interest is good. She tilts her head like this or like this or whatever. So that's a good sign. Another one is her pupils dilate. Now, I remember when I first learned this in hypnosis in Hawaii. Their pupils will dilate. What does that mean? They'll dilate. What does that mean? They wouldn't. No one said it. So for years I kept hearing this. Finally, I go, what does that mean? It means your pupils will get larger, and how you'll know is they'll have like a darker look. Because some people have dark colored eyes, brown or dark colored, and when their pupils get larger, you can't really tell. But what you can tell is there's a softening, and it gets darker. Okay, so that's how you can tell. Another one is her lips will fill up. How do you know? When her lips are devoid of blood or not much blood, they get lines and cracks in them. But when they fill up, whoosh, everything smooths out. So her lips will get smoother. Her face will get smoother and softer. That's another thing, a couple things you can look for. Another one, she will laugh at your jokes. Even when they're not funny, she might go, ha, and like overdo it. It's almost like anything you say, she's like into it. Because her heart's kind of beating fast. She's kind of adrenaline's going. And so everything is kind of amplified to her. Right? She's happy listening to you even when you're talking about dumb shit, and she's just like, really just wants to hear you talk. Here's another thing that my clients get after they take my course is she'll say, I really like the way you talk. You have such a nice voice. It's very comforting. Again, there it is again, that comforting thing. If you want to meet a woman, get dates, make love, hopefully get married, you have to have a comforting voice. Now, a lot of guys try to fake resonating their voice. Well, that's forced, and forced is not good. That does not create comfort. You want to learn how to become more emotionally grounded. Again, that's in my course. I've taught that in videos in the past. But this, I want to stay focused on here. Another one is she'll hold eye contact. That's when a girl is really into you. She's almost, how do women say, she's lost in your world, or she'll say, tell her friends, oh, his eyes are like pools of water. And it's just so soft, like it relaxes her, okay? So that's another thing I teach in my course on how to dilate your eyes and how to be very emotionally grounded, and it softens your view and it helps her to relax, and she just gets lost in you, okay? I'm gonna give you one more. There's a bunch more. She looks at you in that dreamy kind of way. That's what I was just explaining. Here's another one. She'll laugh and she'll kind of hit you on the arm, and sometimes she'll hit you damn freaking hard. Like one time, this chick hauled off a nail, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because it wasn't just kind of like a hit or like that. It was bam. She hit me right on the point right there. I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" So women will start to do playful physical things like grabbing you and touching you and almost like wrestling things when they really like you. That usually is on the third, fourth, fifth date when it's leading to sex. Okay, because play wrestling, or even if you have to move and she's bumping you and doing this and that kind of stuff, that's usually a very good sign that she feels comfortable enough to get physical with you. So hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. I'm going to make another quick clip right now about where I've been at in my video, or in making my videos, YouTube and social media. So